Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Who remembers where we left off in Aqidah? 14. Nubuwwah. Who remembers what Nubuwwah is? Prophethood. Prophethood is something which cannot be earned. It cannot be earned. Doesn't matter how much amount of worship you do of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how much endurance you have in terms of worship, you cannot attain prophethood. You cannot attain prophethood. Rather, prophethood is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because it's a gift, He can give it to whomever He likes and wishes. But He will only give it to that person who is suitable for it. Who is suitable for it. I.e., before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him prophethood, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purified this person or created him purified. In terms of you will not find any faulty characteristics within that being that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made a prophet. And all the stages of wilaya, authority, piety, He has traversed all of them. He's gone past all of them, meaning He's the highest of the high. And in terms of His lineage, body, words, actions, movement, silence. Silence I mean opposite of movement or motionless. All of these have to be pure or false. Because you have to understand that the religion depends upon him, a prophet. And if people started finding faults in these things that we mentioned, then it would cause people to question the religion. And Nabi has one duty of what? To do what? Dawat. Yeah. I thought of food then. He needs to give da'wah. Yes? And a person who has akhlaq-e-razila or people have hatred for because of how he is, not because of what he may have brought or what he's saying, but because of him as a personality. Yes? If people had hatred for him, then would he be able to preach? That his body is going through such an illness which other people would not want to come close to him. Prophets are all free of this as well. Why? Because he has to preach, doesn't he? And one of the basics of preaching is that you become a likable person. Yes? That you attach with the people. And if you can't attach with the people, then you can't give them da'wah. Yes? Then it's scaremongering, isn't it? Are you scaring the people? Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam have aqle tam or aqle kamil, a complete intellect.
You pronounce it
Aql Kamil or Aql Tam. What that means is, the Anbiya alayhimus salatu wasalam from the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the most intellectual beings. And not that just by a percentage, by millionfold. Yes? Meaning if there was to be a prophet and you were to gather all of his nation and put them together, whatever that nation's IQ level would be, a prophet's IQ would be a million times greater than that. Okay. Why is that?
Yes, the prophet must be superior to the rest of the mind and intellect.
Yes, why?
Because he's their teacher, so you'd always expect him to be the smartest in terms of intellect. So it'd be impossible for an ummati to become smarter than the prophet.
If you go that he's a teacher, but then don't we find that sometimes a student excels more than the teacher? Outside of prophets, that is. So it's not good enough excuse, is it? The deen relies upon him. Come back to this base, that the deen relies upon him. Yes? So a ummati can ask a question related to the deen, yes? That he feels that he's a prophet, so he should know. But if he didn't have the highest level of intellect, and this person had a higher level of intellect, if there was a debate, between the two, then who would win? The person with the higher intellect, wouldn't he? Yes? But which would mean that the deen then can't prevail. The deen doesn't have answers. A prophet of Allah doesn't have answers. So that's why he has to be the smartest of his ummah, because the religion lies upon him. The oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala depends upon him. Because they can't just Google it, can they? Yes? They have to go to their prophet and say, is God one? And then he'll say, yes, God is one. They'll say, how is God one? Yeah? And then he'll say, God is one because of such and such. Yes? Such and such thing. Logical first, before miracles come up. Logical, believe. And God is one this way. And then if the person in front is smarter, then what will happen? He will do a rebuttal, which then, astaghfirullah, a prophet may not be able to answer. Yes? And the whole nation will be watching. A prophet doesn't have answer. When he doesn't have an answer, that means the other person's correct. When the other person's correct, that means God is not one. So you see, the whole religion depends upon it. So he has to be the smartest of his nation. Look like Sayyidina Ibrahim. When Nimrod, when they said to him that who's your Lord, Sayyidina Ibrahim said that my Lord is the one that grants life and death. And he said something like, I grant life and death. So he brought two prisoners and said to one, kill him, and said to the other, you're free to go and give life and death. But Sayyidina Ibrahim was the smartest, wasn't he? First he understood how dumb this person is, that he didn't understand what I was trying to say, and this is what he did. And secondly, they knew how to reply to him with something that will actually get into his intellect. Yes? Sometimes you have to do that, give an answer which may not be the most intellectual answer, but for the person he's speaking to, it helps him understand. So what did they say? My Lord brings the sun from the east, you bring it from the west. And that was something that was not in his control. Yes? That's something that he could not do. They didn't have light bulbs in those days as well, fortunately. Yes? So he got stuck then, didn't he? But in that we understand that Sayyidina Ibrahim outsmarted him and just put stop to his ignorance as well? Rather than just carrying it on, that my Lord is the one that created. For example, if Sayyidina Ibrahim said that, then he would have just brought something else. I just created this. Yes? And gone from one thing to another thing, to another thing, to another thing. Yes? But Sayyidina Ibrahim outsmarted him and just went straight to the end of this discussion. Went straight to the end and said, my Lord brings it from the east, you bring it from the west. And that's something that he could not do. But to do that, you have to be the smartest. Yes? You might think now, oh, that was easy to say, wasn't it? I could have done that. Truth is, you can't. It's like poetry. When you hear poetry, the best type of poetry is that poetry. When you hear it and you feel, it just seems like he wrote it, when he woke up. Yes? Or you think, oh, I could have wrote something like that. But the truth is, you could have spent your whole life and not been able to bring something like a certain poet's poetry. Giving an answer on the spot is more or less a similar thing. Okay. So that's why he has to be the smartest. That's that. Whoever believes that prophethood is kasbi, what is it? Kasbi, earned. Kasab in Arabic means to earn. If a person believes that prophethood is earned through his own actions, then this person is out of the fold of Islam. Prophethood is not earned. You cannot reach the level of prophethood. It's only gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're just talking generally about all prophets here. But obviously you know that now that our Prophet ﷺ is the last prophet, yes, by time. And after our Prophet ﷺ there are no other prophets. Okay, so we're just talking about all prophets as well. Aqidah 15.
Can I just ask something
Yeah.
about only one? What you said about the prophets saying that they've been through all the stages of Wilayat.
Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam are granted prophethood from the start. Okay. That was just to say that in terms of the announcement of prophethood, or for revelation to come to them, to remind them that they are a prophet of Allah. Yes?
Okay.
Because we know that all Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam were given prophethood in the realm of the souls. Yes? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala testifies that in the Quran when he Misaqul Nabiyyin, when he gathered the souls of the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam and he made them take a promise regarding our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. So you understand that they were prophets since then. But you have another part to it, which is for them to be reminded that they're prophets, yes, and then for them to start the work of a prophet. That's at a certain age. And from prophet to prophet it differs. Yes? That's different. But what we mentioned in the end there regarding the akhlaq and things like this, what we're referring to there is that before they started the work as a prophet, okay, then their character was the best of characters. Okay.
I just think about Hazrat Isa because they announced the prophethood when they were a baby.
That's what we're saying. He could announce it whenever he liked. Some prophets started their work straight away, like Sayyidina Isa. They started their work straight away. We're looking as an overall. So if there is an exception here, there, that doesn't really matter. Yes, we're looking as an overall for all prophets. Yes, but like Sayyidina Isa, he announced his prophethood straight away, didn't he? Yes. So that means that he was. All prophets are men of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, aren't they? Yeah, they have the best of character. But obviously, we look at some other prophets. Yes, that maybe were told later on in their life that they were prophets, and where he came to them and now they were meant to do the work of a prophet. So what was the life before that? How were those Anbiya before that? Then is a simple answer: they were the best of humans. Yes, they're the best of people.
As in they have the best of reputation as well.
Best of reputation, best of characters. Yes, nobody could say a thing about the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam. Yes, before they started our work of prophethood. Aqidah 15. Whoever believes that prophethood can be taken away from a prophet is a kafir. So the person who believes that prophethood can be taken away from a prophet is a kafir. Why is that?
Prophets are masoom for one.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with taking away prophethood? It's a gift. It's a gift, but you have to remember it's part of him as well. It's a gift, but it's part of him. Yes? Like your personality. It can't change, can it? It cannot change. Or who you are as a person. So it's a gift by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, isn't it? Prophethood is part of the essence of the prophet. So it can't be taken away from him. It's who he is. It's who he is. Aqidah number 16. It's necessary to believe that the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam are infallible. What does that mean? Free from sin. Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam cannot sin. And infallibility is specific to angels and prophets. Angels and prophets. It's kufr to believe anything else to be ma'soom. Yes? To believe anyone or any other person or any other thing is ma'soom, infallible, is disbelief. And by infallibility we mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised to protect His prophets. Which means that for Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam to do sin is impossible. But for Imams, awliya, anybody else, even including the Sahaba Ikram, it is all possible. It is all possible. But we believe that they are protected though. They are protected. Slight difference of wording. So from infallible, for the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam, for the awliya we'll say that they are protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they can still sin, but then their sins might be forgiven, that they're protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Aqidah number 17. Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam are free from any attributes which causes hatred for them amongst the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, shirk and kufr, lying. Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam cannot lie.
Does that fall into the fact that they are infallible?
They're infallible, yes. But it's more to do with the character here as well. They can't deceive. Ignorance can't be in them, and so on and so forth. Likewise, any attribute which goes against their status. We translate as persona, wajahat, persona. Yes? Or the awe of a person. Yes? When you feel their presence. Yes? You might see a big sheikh with a massive imamah on. Yes? And you might get a bit of awe of him. Sort yourselves out. Yes? Start doing astaghfirullah for a little while. Yes? But then what can take away his awe? Could be basic things like him picking his nose. Yes? So if he just sat on stage and started picking his nose, yes, then it takes his awe away, doesn't it? His persona, everything about him, he just takes it away. The Prophet ﷺ wouldn't do things like this. Even down to scratch himself. The Prophet ﷺ wouldn't scratch himself in front of the Sahaba Ikram. So that's what we mean. So the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam are even free of these things. Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam before prophethood, when we say before prophet, I mean announcement of prophethood, they are infallible. And after, definitely they're not there. Once they have announced it, then they have to. This is by ijma. Major sins, minor sins, all the same. They are protected from them. Aqidah number 18. Everything which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wassalam, all of the prophets preached that to their nations. I.e., they made the message reach. They made the message reach their nations. So if a person says that so-and-so prophet came and he hid something, or he did taqiyya, i.e., out of fear he didn't reveal something, or for whatever reason he didn't preach what God told him to preach, that person is out of the fold of Islam. So if somebody says that so-and-so prophet was meant to reveal this, but he never did, i.e. from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was meant to reveal it, but he never did, that person is out of the fold of Islam. It's a big blame, isn't it? To say that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam left something. And that's why you have people like that, even in this day and age, who say that the Prophet ﷺ wanted to write something and then astaghfirullah, he didn't write it. Yes? And it was to show who the Khalifa would be. Yes? And it was from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's kufr. If it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it was his duty to reveal it. And if you say that he did that, then that is a fault, isn't it? And we thought the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam were infallible. So it goes against that belief then, doesn't it? Or to say that there were extra verses in the Quran. Yes? People sometimes say there was extra verses in the Quran, and the Quran that we have now is incomplete. That person is also out of the fold of Islam. Aqidah 19. In ahkam tablighi, in terms of tabligh, preaching, the laws of the religion, it's impossible for Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam to be forgetful. Remember that. In terms of preaching, not in action. Then the last time I taught this, somebody said, oh, the Prophet forgot in namaz. What rakat he was in. We're not talking about action, we're talking about him preaching it. That it came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then he gave it to the people. Yes? The hadith that person mentioned was, the Prophet ﷺ, I believe, read an extra rak'at. Yes? And the Sahabi spoke. But that same hadith really refutes him because the Prophet preached that the rakat was 4 rakats. The namaz was 4 rakats. So hence why the Sahabi, after prayer, he said something. And in that hadith the Prophet said to him, why didn't he say it in the prayer? And he said, Ya Rasulullah, I thought that the namaz has changed. So I thought I'll ask at the end. Wahi was still coming to the Prophet, maybe 4 rakats went to 5 rakats. Or maybe 4 went to 3. Everything keeps changing. Okay. So in Ahkam al-Tablighi, in terms of preaching the laws of Islam, there was no mistake made. No mistake made by the Prophet ﷺ. It's impossible for Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam. Aqidah number 20. Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam's body is free of any diseases which people might turn away from them. So for example, in the time of the Anbiya, what was it called? Leprosy. Yeah, this was common and it was like an incurable disease in that time. And things like this. These illnesses or such illnesses, Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam are free of them. They're pure of these. They don't have these. Okay. Yes, he was ill though. Yes, it wasn't an illness where people were scared to go near him. Yes, and then it was a trial from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. So with that you can look at it as that he preached whatever he had to preach. Yes, and then this trial came upon him. This trial came upon him.
Remember in the class I went to before, they said, but every time when one of the prophets got ill, it was to do with a spiritual reason as to why that disease came. That also be true.
Which class was that?
There's a spiritual reason behind them getting that certain illness.
In my class or?
Not your class.
Okay.
Out of the classes I've been to.
Okay. There's a spiritual
reason behind why they got that illness.
Like we said in the starting of in Aqidah, that the hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be many. Yes? And we don't need to ponder into it if it's spiritual or what, we don't need to ponder in it. Yes? All we can say that the Prophet ﷺ was human. Yes? And the human body has needs. And one of those needs is that it has to get ill. Okay? One of the needs is that it has to get ill. Okay. There are benefits of getting ill, aren't there? Yes? Many benefits of getting ill. You revive everything within yourself. Your defense system gets a trial run. Yes? Keeps up to date within latest technology. Your immune system. So there's many benefits like that. So it's a need of the body. So it's a humanly need. Yes? And that humanly need for Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam to fall ill, okay, is a sign of their perfection. It's a sign of their, why? Because Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam, do they have patience? Do Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam have patience? Yes? It's a sign of perfection, isn't it? If they never tested to have patience, then how do we know that they got patience? So when our Prophet got ill, then he was patient with it. Yes? So it's still that on the spiritual side, then that's different. Yes? There's a spiritual reason for it. That's different. If you want to go into spiritual, then we know for a normal Muslim when he's ill, Yes? His spiritual ranks increase. He's closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. His sins are getting forgiven every second. Yes? So imagine what it would be for the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam who don't sin. Okay? But we, in terms of ilm kalam, we'll keep it on the outer. We don't need to go into the spiritual. We'll keep it on the outer, and that's simple. If a Christian asks, why do the prophets get ill? They're human, and humans get ill. Yes? So, the simple answer. Aqidah number 21. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given news and granted the knowledge of the unseen to the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wasalam. Keep that sentence, store that sentence, back up that sentence. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given news of the unseen to the Anbiya alayhimu salatu wassalam. And like we believe our Prophet ﷺ has knowledge of the unseen. Does the Prophet have knowledge of the unseen? Yes? Testing it then. We believe that. And for our Prophet ﷺ, we believe that he has knowledge of all of the unseen. Yes? Do you all believe that? Inshallah. When I say all, I mean in terms of the standard of the creation. Not the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes? There's no comparison. You know, when a deviant says that, oh, you've done shirk, and you compare the knowledge of the Prophet to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that doesn't show a fault in your belief, it shows how dull this person is who made this question. Yes? Because your belief is that all the knowledge that is in the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala possesses it. I.e., whatever comes into the creation, he sallallahu ta'ala knows of it. But there is no comparison with the Prophet's knowledge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge. Yes? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's knowledge is endless. His knowledge of the unseen is endless. The knowledge of our Prophet ﷺ is limited if you compare it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is constantly giving to the Prophet. So his knowledge is constantly increasing as well. So that's what we believe in regards to ilm ghaib, knowledge of the unseen. For example, look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, Allama Adam al-asma'a kullaha. Yes? And he taught Adam the names of everything. The names of everything. Everything is everything, isn't it? Yes? So what happened was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the angels, I'm going to make a creation. The angel said, why are you going to create a creation that's just going to spill blood everywhere, cause chaos everywhere? Yes? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to them that you don't know what I know. Then he said that he created Sayyidina Adam. After creating Sayyidina Adam, he granted him knowledge. And then he said to the angels that ask him whatever you want to ask him. Or he brought summa arada alayhim, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented upon them certain things and asked the angels to name them. They couldn't name them. And when Sayyidina Adam was asked, then he named every single one. He named every single one. So he, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself said, kullaha, all of them. He taught Sayyidina Adam the names of all of them. Here by names, we don't just mean merely names. Merely names. I tell you about Zaid. Yes? Zaid. He's very faithful. Okay. He's got good personality. Yes? And so on and so forth, we carry on talking about him. Yes? And what are you expecting? Who is Zaid? Would you recognize him if he came in front of you? So you wouldn't recognize him. You need to really know who Zaid is in terms of the object. Yeah? So Zaid could be a human and it could be a dog. Could be one or the other, couldn't it? Could be anything. Yes, I might name my teddy bear Zaid. Could be anything. Yes, so you really need to know the reality behind that name. So here, name does not just mean merely a name. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a name of a lion. Yes, and that's stored in his brain now. But when a lion comes in front of him, he doesn't recognize it. No, it means the reality of every single thing. The reality of, that's ilm ghaib, isn't it? The reality of every single thing, that when it came in front of Sayyidina Adam, he just looked at it because he knew the definition, the reality of that thing. He said, this is a lion, this is an elephant, this is an angel, this is this, this is this, this is this. Yes? But he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said everything. And our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala wasallam is the highest ranking Prophet. Would he have everything then? Yes, definitely. Definitely. Higher ranking in knowledge as well. Not just in his rank, but in knowledge as well. So like that, there's many dalails we can go through in the Quran. For example, he says, وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِنْ إِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. That they cannot surround anything from the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala except what He wishes. So it also shows that He can give that type of knowledge as well, then can't He? If He so wishes, He can give knowledge of the unseen. For example, فَلَا يُظْهِرُ عَلَى غَيْبِهِ أَحَدًا. He says, not a single person can come to know his ilm ghaib, his knowledge of the unseen. But he means it intrinsically here, i.e. without the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can you know something? No. So he's trying to say here that if you have knowledge, then it's come through him. إِلَّا مَنِ ارْتَضَى مِن رَسُولٍ. Except for the ones he chooses, i.e. messengers. So he is trying to say, as well, he made an exception. He says, nobody in the creation can know the unseen, except whoever he chooses. So he's also given a sign that he also gifts knowledge of the unseen to people as well. And he said, Min Rasul, i.e. prophets, messengers of Allah. So here, like you get the common misconception that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the unseen. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the unseen intrinsically. Meaning, intrinsically, nobody gifted it to God, did He? From the creation, those people know the unseen, whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the knowledge of the unseen to. For example, our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. And like that, there's many verses of the Quran. But then people just pick up one verse of the Quran, فَلَا يُظْهِرُ عَلَىٰ غَيْبِهِ أَحَدًا, and they don't read the rest of the verse. So we need to look at the whole Quran. I got 2-3 pages of evidence here proving the ilm ghaib of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. But we're not going to go through them all. Every single particle in the heavens and the earth is in front of the Anbiya, is in front of the Nabi. And more specifically, our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. But the difference is that the knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala possesses is intrinsic, is dhati. It's intrinsic to Him. Nobody gifted it to Him. And the knowledge of all these things being present in front of the Prophets is gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We call it ata'i. And for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to gift knowledge, normal knowledge or knowledge of the unseen to anyone is permissible. It is possible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to do it. The person who says that our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam completely does not have ilm ghaib, completely does not have ilm ghaib, I would say that person is out of the fold of Islam. Completely. A person who says the Prophet ﷺ completely does not have ilm ghaib, not even a speck of knowledge of the unseen, that person is out of the fold of Islam. and he is actually a misdaq of this verse. This verse comes true upon him. أَفَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِبَعْضِ الْكِتَابِ وَتَكْفُرُونَ بِبَعْضِ. That do you believe in some of the book and deny the other? You say, فَلَا يُظْهِرُ عَلَى غَيْبِهِ أَحَدًا. Yes, that no one can come to know his knowledge of the unseen, but then forget إِلَّا مَنْ ارْتَضَى مِنْ رَسُولٍ. That when he says that he doesn't give knowledge of the unseen, that nobody possesses the knowledge of the unseen other than him, okay, you believe in that, but then forget all the verses where he says he can gift it to whoever he wills. So that believing in some of the Quran and denying some of the Quran, that person is a kafir, isn't he? That person's a kafir. You know, it says aqimu salah wa atu zakah, and say namaz is farz, zakat is not. That's denying, believing some and denying some, that's kufr. So our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala wasallam and Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam do possess knowledge of the unseen, and this is gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to them. Okay, so this is it, and it can be gifted to the Anbiya, awliya ikram as well, the men of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there's a difference. The Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam get ilm ghaib directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the prophets get it directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the men of Allah, and I say men, women are included in it as well, the awliya, they get it via their prophet. So it doesn't come directly to them, it comes through the blessings of their prophet. Aqidah number 22. Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam are the most virtuous creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even greater than the messenger angels, like Sayyidina Jibreel. Sayyidina Jibreel. So that would mean that our Prophet ﷺ is the greatest creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the rest of the Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam. Then after that is the angels that are prophets, not prophets, rather messengers. The angels which are messengers, then they will come. Then the Sahaba Ikram, and like that will carry on then. Doesn't matter how great a wali can become. Doesn't matter how great a wali becomes, he cannot reach the rank of a prophet. Cannot reach the rank of a prophet. Whoever says that a non-prophet is greater than a prophet is a kafir, is out of the fold of Islam. Yes, some people say that, don't they? Long time ago, I was listening to a TV channel where a certain person made a certain companion to be greater than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes, which is kufr, clear kufr, disbelief. Because Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam are the highest ranking creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and no one is equal to them. To believe anybody to be equal to them or above them is disbelief. Aqidah number 23. To honor a prophet is fard ayn. It's an individual fard upon every single person. Rather, it is the rule of your obligations. I.e., all of your obligations stem from honoring the Prophet. The smallest disrespect to a prophet or the smallest denial of a prophet is disbelief. So you have to be careful sometimes when you're talking about the religion. Yes. People in Bradford or UK as a standard, they tend to joke a lot. So, but when it comes to the deen and you talk about the deen, then you don't joke. Especially when you talk about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because even if you disrespect the Prophet in a joke, it's still disbelief. Okay. So here look, we said that it is the rule of all your obligations. And the waqi of Sayyidina Ali is sufficient, isn't it? That he missed his Asr prayer and he carried on serving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes. And then the Prophet brought the sun back for him at Asr time. You got another Sahabi who's in prayer, the Prophet called him. He went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet told him to do something. He went out, he went to the town center, everywhere, came back, gave the things to the Prophet, stood in Masjid Nabi, carried on from where he left off. Yes, the Prophet ordered him to do that. So where he left off from, carry on from there. Yes. Why? Because the ulama said that he was still in prayer because he was serving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yes. You can't do that now, can you? Yes. If somebody calls you, as soon as you turn away from Qibla, your prayer is broken. Your prayer is broken. But if the Prophet calls you, then you can. It's a Shari ruling. If the Prophet calls you, you can turn away from Qibla, spend all day doing whatever, and you won't be sinful as well. Yes, in servitude of the Prophet. So, is Aslul Fara'id, the root of your obligations. Aqidah number 24. From Sayyidina Adam to our Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam, many Anbiya alayhimus salatu wasalam came and were sent. Some of them are mentioned in the Quran and some are not. But those that are mentioned in the Quran, note them down. Okay. Sayyidina Adam, Sayyidina Nuh, Sayyidina Ibrahim, Sayyidina Ismail, Sayyidina Ishaq, Sayyidina Yaqub, Sayyidina Yusuf, Sayyidina Musa, Sayyidina Harun, Sayyidina Shu'aib, Sayyidina Lut, Sayyidina Hud, Sayyidina Dawood, Sayyidina Sulaiman, Sayyidina Ayyub, Sayyidina Zakaria, Sayyidina Yahya, Sayyidina Isa, Sayyidina Ilyas, Sayyidina Al-Yasa', Sayyidina Yunus, Sayyidina Idris, Sayyidina Zul Kifl, Sayyidina Salih. And then leave a gap, leave one line and put the next one down. The last one, but leave a line. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wasallam. How much is that altogether so far? 25? We're going to have 26 altogether. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be the 26th. That's what I told you, Mr. Line. You're going to have Sayyidina Uzair. Okay? Uzair. Before the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They're more or less in order until you got to Sayyidina, roughly to Sayyidina Ayyub. And after that the author slightly messed up the order. Okay? So i.e. from Sayyidina Ilyas to Sayyidina Uzair, they were meant to come all before Sayyidina Zakaria. Okay? So he messed up the order slightly towards the end. Generally people say 25, did you say 25? 25 prophets, and we like to add a next one, 26th one. Okay, that's Sayyidina Uzair. Because we also know that Sayyidina Uzair was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and is mentioned in the Quran. We've got all the verses here in the Quran. Sayyidina Uzair, where some factions of the Yuhud say that he was the son of God. Okay, they believe that he was the son of God. But we believe that he was a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in all you have how many names? 26 mentioned in the Quran. You should memorize those names. I went through them specifically so we get the barakat of them as well. Khadir not specifically mentioned in the Quran by name. We're talking about mentioned by name. He's referred to, but he's not mentioned. Okay. Like that, there's many prophets referred to. Yeah, many prophets like that are referred to in the Quran, but their names are not mentioned in the Quran. So Sayyidina Khadir is not mentioned in the Quran. His name is Khadir, not Khizr. Okay? Khadir. Okay. So these were the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that are mentioned in the Quran. Aqidah number 25. Sayyidina Adam ala nabiyina wa alayhi salatu was salam was created without a mother and father. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then made him the Khalifa on this earth. Made him the Khalifa on this earth. And Sayyidina Adam ala nabiyina wa alayhi salatu was salam possessed the names and realities of every single thing. Every single thing. So he knew what a Samsung phone was. Yes? Because if you look at it, the angels could have presented a Samsung phone and said, what's this? Yes? So it shows that he possessed the knowledge of it. Everything that you know today, he possessed the knowledge of that. Because it comes under kullaha.
A lot of people joke about certain things like this is from Baba Adam or something.
It's a metaphor for being old, I think. Yes.
So it's
not I mean, you shouldn't really relate it like that. Yes. If you mean the Prophet Adam, then it's kind of disrespectful, out of adab. Yes, outside of adab. But if you mean Baba Adam who lived at the end of the street, then that's fine. Okay, then there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the angels to prostrate towards Sayyidina Adam ala nabiyina wa alayhi salatu wassalam. Yes? Did they prostrate? All of them? No. Why? Was he an angel? All of the angels prostrated. All of the angels prostrated except who? Shaitan, Satan, but he wasn't an angel, was he? Far from an angel, wasn't he? He was a jinn, wasn't he? And he's even known to be the father of jinn. He was the first one, and then they all created from him. But he was amongst the jinn. He was amongst the jinn. Amongst the angels. And he became like the leader of the angels. Yes. Hence why the exception is made. He wasn't an angel though. He wasn't an angel. So we know from this that all the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prostrated towards Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam. And Shaitan denied that. He got denied that. Just because he feared Sayyidina Adam.
All the angels are good.
All angels are good.
Like you get good jinn, bad jinn.
You don't have that in the angels. Angels can only be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes? Angels don't have free will, so to speak. They can think for themselves, but they can't sin. They don't have that free will to sin, but they can think for themselves. Aqidah number 26. There were no humans before Sayyidina Adam ala nabiyina wa alayhi salatu wasalam. And we all come from Sayyidina Adam. Where do we come from? Sayyidina Adam, not fungus. Okay, we come from Sayyidina Adam, not any type of fungus, not even apes. We come from Sayyidina Adam. And we are all the offspring of Sayyidina Adam. Yes? And this is the reason we in Arabic are called Adami. Adamiyun. Related, associated to Adam. So Sayyidina Adam is Abul Bashar, the father of the humans, Abul Bashar. We'll stop there on that one. Any questions on Aqidah? Go for it.
So the brothers asked a question in the story of Sayyidina Musa and Sayyidina Khadir. What knowledge is Sayyidina Khadir classified as? Is it unseen or the future?
The future is the unseen. Okay. So his ilm al-adunni, he had knowledge direct from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Sayyidina Khadir is a prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is knowledge of the unseen. Yes? Because we know that what will happen tomorrow from the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what will happen tomorrow is knowledge of the unseen. Okay? So knowing what's going to happen in the future with certainty, what's going to happen in the future, that is knowledge of the unseen as well. Somebody put that on.
You also said that the prophets are aware of every part of the world in heaven and the earth, but he goes on to say that can you translate what that means?
21 did you say?
Yeah,
Towards the end.
yeah, just when it goes past all the evidences and stuff.
Yeah, it's simple. That ज़मीन और आसमान का हर ज़र्रा हर नबी के पेश नज़र है. That is in front of every single prophet. मगर ये इल्म गैब के उनको है अल्लाह के दिए से है. You have to understand is about maybe 100 years ago, so his language is slightly different to ours. This type of knowledge that's being given to him is being given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. लिहाजा उनका इल्म अताई हुआ और इल्म अताई अल्लाह अज़्ज़ा व जल के लिए मुहाल है. Yes. The knowledge of the prophets is then atai, gifted. Yes. And to prove gifted knowledge for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is impossible. And if you say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not have ilm zati, intrinsic knowledge, but He has gifted knowledge, this is kufr. It's disbelief. Because then you have to say, someone or something gave God something, which proves that God is in need of something. When God is in need of something, then it doesn't fit with our definition of God, because part of our definition of God was that He's in need of nothing. He's not in need of anything. That clarify it? Go for it.
Got a few more. Somebody's asked, is Yusha bin Nun a prophet?
Yusha bin Nun, if I remember correctly, is a prophet, but is not mentioned in the Quran. Yeah.
And then the second question is, you mentioned all angels are good. What about Harut and Marut?
Harut and Marut is a debatable subject, even though it's common on the tongues of people. Yes, how they look towards the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, look at these humans, they're causing chaos. Yes, and then they were then sent with the pleasure inside their bodies. Yes, so when they come to the earth, then they have a pleasure to drink alcohol and commit all types of sins. This is something that's debatable amongst the Mufassirin, the narrated by Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, but it's not the very strongest of narrations. Hence why there are two narrations actually. In one narration it says that there were two kings, which proves that they were human. And then in the other narration it says that they are two angels. Okay, but then this two angel hadith also has the signs of it being Israeliyat, i.e. from the Jews. Yes, so sometimes Mufassirin and Sahaba Ikram sometimes took narrations from the Jews as well. You know, something that they maybe could authenticate, but in amongst that hadith and Israeliyat narrations get mixed up, and you can't tell, is he taking it from the Prophet or is he just taking it from a rabbi? Yes, it will get confusing. So that's a different science in itself. So even if they are angels, then we say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just to answer that question, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed them. He changed them into humans. Okay? So even though while they were on the dunya, they were still acting like angels, going back and forth from the heavens to the earth. If that narration is correct, then on the day of judgment they'll be made fully humans and they'll be punished. Yes? So it doesn't go against them being, so to speak, as angels that cannot go against the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Their creation will change. Yes? Their creation will change. Darwin's theory will be correct that time. Okay? They'll evolve. Okay? Next.
Final question. What is meant by humans are the offspring of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam? How is that possible?
Say that again, sorry.
What is meant by humans being the offspring of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam? How is that possible?
Offspring is that I am the son of my father is the son of his father, all the way to Sayyidina Adam. Yes? So he is your great, whatever you can say, father. Yes? So just like you relate yourself to your grandfather or your great grandfather if they're alive, yes, that's how you are related to Sayyidina Adam ala nabiyina wa salatu wasalam, that he had a son, yes, and then his son had children, and from there you came about somehow. Okay, so it's just by relation that he's your father. Go for it. That's it.
Separate to Aqidah, somebody else says, can we attend funerals of other sects, such as the Aqidah?
We'll answer that in FIqh, inshallah. Did Mahbub ask that question? I met one of his friends today, who you had a heated debate with. I think it is, yeah. Who reads the mosque sometimes downstairs. I'll show you my Isha time. He said you're becoming extreme. That's how he started the sentence, and I thought you joined ISIS or something. Right, in FIqh, what chapter are we on? Let's use awake. Still on ghusl chapter. Yeah, we were meant to finish it. Right, the adab of ghusl, the sunnahs of ghusl. That's what we're doing. Or those places that are sunnah, where it's sunnah to do ghusl. He says that there are 4 places, times or places, where it's sunnah to do ghusl. When it's sunnah to do ghusl. Salatul Jumu'ah. Salatul Jumu'ah. The prayer of Jummah. That's for men and women, by the way. Even though you might not pray it. Okay? So for the prayer of Jummah. So it's, mark the words, prayer of Jummah, not the day of Jummah. Yes? Because if it was the day, then it will still be sunnah to do ghusl even after Jummah. Yes? So meaning Asr time. But our mazhab is that it is sunnah to do ghusl for Jummah prayer. Regardless if you pray or not, but you have that intention. So this is the first of the 4. Number 2, Salatul Eidain. Salatul Eidain, for Eid prayer. For Eid prayer. I would say for the first one. Yes? For the first one, you do ghusl for it. So both Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha is sunnah to do ghusl. Number 3, Ihram. Who knows what Ihram is? For Hajj, what is it? What is it? Yeah, 2 cloths, that's it. The 2 pieces of cloths, yes. So when you're putting on your ihram, it's sunnah to do ghusl before you put it on.
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدي يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
It's sunnah to do ghusl for the day of Arafah, for the plains of Arafah. When entering into Arafat, for the Haji, for the one doing Hajj, but after Zawal. So in the afternoon. Just after noon. So before you go to Arafat, you do ghusl. Yeah, it's sunnah to do. So these are 4 places where it's sunnah to do ghusl. He says there are 16 other times where it's mustahab to do ghusl. 16 other places where it's mustahab to do ghusl. For example, the person who accepted Islam in a pure state, meaning ghusl wasn't fard on him, and he accepted Islam, then what will happen? It's still good for him to do ghusl. The child who became mature by age, so no signs of maturity appeared on him in terms of apparent signs. So when he reached the age of 15, that's for boys and girls. Any boy, any girl who apparent signs of maturity have not appeared on them, signs of puberty have not come apparent on them, then by default at the age of 15, for both boys and girls, they are adults in Islam, meaning namaz is fard. So if a child has become mature in this manner, then it's mustahab for him to or her to do ghusl. If a person was insane and then he came back round again, became sane, then for him to do ghusl would be a nice place to start. Okay. وَإِنْدَ حَجَامَةٍ, and while cupping. I've seen some translations saying that it's haircut. That's Urdu though. Hajamat. Okay. Here in Arabic, hajama means cupping. So if you've had cupping done, then it's mustahab to do ghusl. And I would say with cold water. Okay, cold water. It closes your pores, decreases, they call inflammation. Yes? All of these things. Yes, so it helps close that wound. Okay. It's actually mentioned by the ulama as well. If you do have a hot bath, then at the end of it, throw water, cold water over your body, just so that it closes your pores. Okay. It's mustahab to do ghusl after washing the deceased. So after giving ghusl to the mayyit, you do ghusl yourself. Okay, do ghusl yourself. It's mustahab, not fard. It's mustahab to do ghusl fi laylati bara'a. Layla bara'a. What night is that? 15th Sha'ban. In the night of 15th Sha'ban, it is mustahab for you to do. When I'm saying mustahabi, is sunnah mustahabba, by the way. Sunnah mustahabba. All of my sunnah mustahabba. Laylatul Qadr. Next one. Is mustahab to do ghusl in the night of Laylatul Qadr. Puts a condition on it. Iza ra'aha. When he sees it. When you see the night of Laylatul Qadr, then that's when you do ghusl. It's hidden in the last 10 days, isn't it? According to Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Masud, is hidden in any night of the year. Yes? So it's up to you to find it.
Any night of the year?
Yes. Any night of the year. But some of the Sahaba Ikram made it easy for us and said that it was any night of the last 10 days of Ramadan. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas made it slightly even easier. He said it's the 27th night. Here you go. Okay. But there was a reason for Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Masud saying why any night of the year. He didn't want people to become lazy. Just wait. Don't do anything for the whole year and just wait for the 27th night. Yes. So he didn't want people to be lazy. وَلِدُخُولِ Medina, when you enter Medina. Yes. So before you enter Medina, do ghusl. Is mustahab also to do ghusl for wukuf Muzdalifah? In Hajj you go towards Muzdalifah, then is mustahab to do ghusl for it? You're not going to find a chance. Either Arafat or Muzdalifah is out of the picture for you to do ghusl for those two in Hajj. You're not going to get a chance. And this is done on the morning of Yawm al-Nahr. Entering Makkah, so before you enter Makkah, is mustahab to do ghusl. Tawaf-e-Ziyarah. Tawaf-e-Ziyarah is the first tawaf of Hajj. So once you've done all your rites of Hajj, except the stonings in the 11th and the 12th day, then on the 10th day, 10th Zil-Hijjah, this tawaf becomes fard on you, the tawaf of Hajj, that is. If you can do ghusl, then it's good. If you can do ghusl, then it's good.
You any ihram on that day?
Depends where you are. Okay. So if you've done your stoning and you've given your qurbani, yes, if you are giving qurbani and shaven your head, then you come out of ihram, yes, and then you go towards Makkah and do your tawaf. So you'll be in plain clothes then, wouldn't you? But if you decide to go there before your sacrifice, yes, then you'll be in ihram.
And you can't do ghusl.
You can do ghusl. Ihram doesn't stop you from doing ghusl. Ihram does not stop you from doing ghusl. Okay. Ghusl is throwing water over yourself, isn't it? No soap. Okay. Is mustahab to do ghusl for Salate Kusuf? Eclipse, the solar eclipse prayer. This is done in Jamaat, isn't it? Yes. So the solar eclipse prayer, if you ever experience a solar eclipse, we always get like a half one here. I don't think we've ever had a full one in Bradford. Even if that's a half one or a 1% one, then you still do ghusl and pray. It's only two rakats. You can pray them in the mosque, but there might not be an imam here. It's meant to be done with the imam though. Okay. Salatul Istisqa. Again, this is the prayer of seeking rainwater. Seeking rainwater. I don't think you'll have a use for it in the UK. Yeah. If you're living in Bradford, then you don't. Yes. Salatul Faza. Faza, when you have a worry inside your heart, when your heart is not settled, how can you translate it? Worry is a good word, but it's not the perfect word. When you feel a bit agitated, anxiety, yeah, okay. It can mean fear as well, but it refers to all of these meanings though. So you got fear in there, you're agitated, anxiety, yes, just feeling a bit worried of something. Nothing's gone wrong, but you just feel worried anyway, yes. So you can read 2 rakats for it, but before you read 2 rakats, do ghusl before it. When it's a very dark night, so you read 2 rakats in a very dark night, yes. So do ghusl before you read those 2 nafal. And warihin shadida, when there are very strong winds outside, then do ghusl and read 2 rakats. Is mustahab to do ghusl for them. Okay. We'll carry on with tayammum after namaz, inshallah. I will start Babu Tayammum, the chapter of Tayammum. I'm going to go through a slightly easier way than the author. In terms of the conditions of Tayammum, one of the conditions of Tayammum is intention. I.e. it's fard for you to make an intention in Tayammum. What is Tayammum? No? Okay. Yes, you can read the salah, it's just mustahab. It's mustahab to have ghusl for those specific prayers. But if you don't want to do ghusl, that's nothing upon you. On the deceased, yes, you can, yes. Yes. The water is impure, but you've read it in the starting, haven't you? What would it class as? So water which you use to purify another human being, even though it's dead, is used water, isn't it? Yes, so used water is pure but doesn't purify. So even if it goes on your clothes, it's fine. But if it's mixed with impurities, then obviously impurities are impurities. Yeah, you can wear apron. But generally when you do ghusl towards the deceased, then you're not going to get much splashbacks, and you're not going to get much of dirty water coming towards you, impure water, because there won't be any much impurities anyway. Yes. So tayammum, the first condition of tayammum is to have an intention. It's fard for you to have an intention. In wuzu is sunnah to have an intention, isn't it? But in tayammum is fard. You have to make sure that you intend to do tayammum. This is the first condition. One thing about the intention of tayammum is that you have to intend the ibadat-e-maqsudi. Yes? A worship which carries the essence of worship. Not something that becomes worship because it's attached to another thing. For example, prayer in itself is worship, isn't it? Doing sajda by itself is worship as well. Now, but reciting the Quran in itself, you won't say is worship. Yes, so ibadat-e-maqsudi has to be there. Look, ibadat-e-maqsudi is also, another definition for it is that it's such a worship which is only permissible to do in a state of purity. Yes? Can you recite the Quran without wuzu? You can't. Yes? You can't touch the Quran, but you can recite it. You can recite it. So then, is reciting the Quran ibadah maqsuda? No? It is not then, is it? Yes? So ibadat-e-maqsudi is a condition. Once you do intentional ibadat-e-maqsudi, you can do whatever you like with that tayammum. I.e., if you want to pray, you pray. If you want to read Quran with it, you can read Quran with it. Yes? If you want to pray more nafal, pray more nafal. If you want to do other types of worship which require wuzu, then with this tayammum you can do those types of worship. But if you make intention of reading the Quran, then that's the only thing you can do with that tayammum. That is the only thing you can do with the tayammum. So the best thing to do is either make an intention of doing this tayammum for prayer, or make an intention of just doing tayammum. Just making tayammum, simple. Why? Because once you've done tayammum, with that tayammum you can do whatever you like. But if you specify it to a non-ibadah maqsudi, like reciting the Quran, then it's specific to that. Reciting the Quran will be permissible, but it will only be specific to that one thing. The second condition is al-uzrul mubih. Al-uzrul mubih. To have a permitted, viable excuse as to why you're doing tayammum. Now, what are the excuses for doing tayammum? He says to be a mile away from every direction from water. So you haven't got water for a mile in each direction. Even if you're in the middle of a city, but there's no water. You might attain an illness. There might be water there, but it's all infected water. And this is the only water you can have. Or it's severely cold outside, to such that you fear if you did wudu with that water, you will lose a limb, or it'll increase your illness. Do you do tayammum of that sitting in? Sometimes?
Sometimes in the morning we use snow.
Snow. Melt it.
Melted.
Mount Everest. So if you're not Mount Everest, then melt the snow. If you fear an enemy, there's water, there's a massive river going straight past you. But who's it in the control of? It's in the control of your enemy. The other army is controlling it. So you're not exactly going to say, can I borrow your water? So at that point, then you can do tayammum. Thirst. You got water with you, but you're in the middle of a desert. Yes. So you have a dilemma, wuzu or water to drink. Yes. But remember this, when the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clash with the human rights, then in our Sharia and FIqh, we give precedence to human right. Yes. So it's either you do wuzu and read namaz and then die, or save the water, do tayammum, read your namaz and stay alive. So you balance it out. Okay. And a good valid excuse would be for the sister to say that we need water for atta. Okay. So yeah, for making dough, it's called dough, isn't it? Yes. For making dough is permissible. If you got water, then you leave that water for dough. Yes. And not use it for wuzu, rather do tayammum. But you can't la li tabkhin. Tabkh. Okay? That's to cook, not for cooking. Not to make your salan. So you can't make a curry with it.
Why
Yes?
is that you can make dough with it and not curry with it?
Because you can eat meat without curry. Yes? And there's no curry with only water, without meat in it, is there? Still have to put something inside it, don't you? Yeah? You can roast it in the desert, can't you? Yes? It's not a necessity, is it? But bread is something, look, even if you make the meat, okay, the meat is still accompanied with bread. Yes? And bread is more or less the basic things that you eat. Yes? Bread is actually, till this day, is the main thing that you eat as your meal. Yes? Roti and salan, you still eat more chapatis than the salan. Remember that. Yes? The meat complements the bread. Yes? Just like the fish complements the chips. Okay? Or chicken and chips, then it's the chicken that complements the chips. Yes? It's like a salad. Yes? The chicken is like a salad. Okay? For your chips. Why? Because you have to look at what you eat in the majority. And the majority is that you do eat the roti in the majority. So that's a need of bread, because that's the main meal, but not for cooking. Another valid excuse could be not having the tools to take water out. So there's well there, but you can't get the water out. Well with the motor, but no electricity. Can't get the water out. So all these things will be looked at. Yes? Khawfi fawti salati janazatin. Another valid excuse is if you are in namaz janaza and you're about to miss it, you don't have to go and do wuzu, you can just do tayammum there and then. Okay? You don't have to do wuzu, just find a wall, do tayammum. Even if it was present. Are you going to miss janaza, aren't you? So if you start, the dilemma is if you start doing wuzu, janaza is gone. You missed it. Yes? And janaza is something that you can't repeat.
The last Eid namaz, the fourth one.
That's the next one. Yes? Aw Eidin. Or Eid prayer. Or Eid prayer. So for Eid prayer as well, you can do tayammum. If you're about to miss it, then do tayammum. Because they don't have a deputy, do they? There's no qaza of these prayers, is there? Yes? And janazah and Eid, you can't repeat it. But Jummah is not an excuse. Jummah is not an excuse. If you're about to miss Jummah, you still have to do wuzu. Why? Yeah, you can read Zohar. It has Zohar as a substitute, then you do the Zohar. So this was valid excuses. Valid excuses. So you need an excuse to do tayammum. The third condition is that tayammum needs to be done with something which is part of the earth and is clean. And is clean, pure. For example, soil. You can do tayammum from soil. The method of tayammum is going to come later on. Stones.
You can't do it with bricks.
Baked bricks. No.
The red ones.
No. Baked bricks. Supreme bricks. Okay. What they sell for? £30. Yes? Expensive brick. Ramal, sand. You can do tayammum on the beach. Okay. If you're not, well, that would be a bad idea. There's a whole lot of water in front of you. But if you got sand, you can do it with sand.
How about if you're on an aeroplane?
On an aeroplane.
You know, to do wuzu on an aeroplane is pretty difficult, especially when the sinks are not that big.
Put your head out the window. Take some soil with you.
You can do it, yeah?
Yeah, you can do it on the plane, yes. Why not? Yeah. Was that soil? Yeah, you can.
Even though the water's there though, because water's like...
Yeah, water's there. Yeah, water's there, but he's saying it's difficult. For him though, it's difficult.
The toilet's about this wide.
Eh?
You know, the sinks are about this.
Has to use the pilots.
No, they only have one toilet or two toilets. But,
It's big enough, isn't it?
you could be there half an hour, 15 minutes.
Plan your journey well then.
People
Plan your journey. Plan your journey and your meals. That's the best thing. Plan your journey, do wudu properly, and try to keep it for the 8 hours. It's going to be Pakistan, isn't it? It's not going to be anywhere else.
Not Turkey, 4 hours Turkey, but
That's fine.
not possible.
Yeah, then just take a stone or something. Take a stone, even if it's a small stone, it's fine. It does the job, as long as you can get your hands on it. Or always take a Islamic airline, if there is such a thing. Yes?
Saudi Airlines, when you go Umrah, I mean, they have like a prayer area.
Yeah.
And also the toilets, the disabled toilets are slightly bigger. You know, you can do wuzu in them.
Okay.
But that's take a bottle, let it go on the floor. But now there's
The-
suctions in
the-
so the water gets sucked away,
Yeah.
like a drain. So you
Yeah.
can do it Friday, clean up for the person afterwards, use tissue. It's not too bad, but these
The
are-
only problem you will have is your feet. Put leather socks on. Yes? You travel at 72 hours. Yes? Face, hands and your head is fine. It's easy to do wuzu with that. It's not hard, is it? There you go, we found a way. Yes? There's nothing on a plane which is from the earth, is there? As in soil or anything like that? No? Huh? Nothing. Okay, so yeah, you'll have to do that then. But water's there, so you'll have to use it. Water's there, you'll have to use it. Yes, so it's not a valid excuse that I ain't got enough space to do wuzu.
But also, like, say, it's like using a public toilet, it's already been used, there's a lot of filth about it.
There's a big difference between filth and impurities. Yeah, like the word dirt. So what you might be calling filth.
Like, you're on an English airline, so most likely most of the people have stood up and urinated all over the place. So you're going in there.
If it's good enough for you to go in and stand in there, then it's fine for you to do wuzu in. Yes? Alright. If it's good enough for you to go and relieve yourself in, then it's good enough for you to do wuzu in. Yes? And if you're not relieving yourselves, then remember you already got istinja anyway, so you can just do wuzu.
Khuffayn might be the best option.
What's that?
Khuffayn.
Yeah, the khuffayn are the best option. The leather socks. Yeah, there's a big difference between filth and impurities. The sisters always say my classroom's filthy. Yeah.
She's got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So if you were on like public transport and like you had like a screaming child with you, so you couldn't like abandon them to go make wudu and prayer time was running out, what would you do?
Take the child with you.
But,
First.
Like, what if it's like jam packed and you can't move?
If you can't move, then you can't get out. You can't get out.
What do you mean?
It's jam packed, you said?
Yeah.
Yes. Then you can't move as well. So how are you going to do wuzu?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
do you,
Oh, in that scenario, sorry, you said you go do wuzu. In that scenario, if you can't get to water, yes, then do tayammum, pray. Yes.
what, how do you do anything?
This is why we say always keep a stone with you.
Alright.
Yes, keep something with you. And if that scenario is there, that there's nothing with you and you totally can't move, you're totally stuck, okay, pray your prayer as it is and then repeat it later on. Okay. Just for the sake of praying your prayer, pray it and then obviously do qaza of it later on. Okay. Where? From the jinns of the earth. So you can do it with sand. Do it with sand. Okay. You can't do it with a wood. Wood is a no-go area for tayammum. Fidda, silver, likewise gold. Yes. So that's no easy option for you girls. Okay, don't start doing on your jewelry. Okay. Even though gold and silver is from the earth, it's something that the fire can burn. So that's why we don't allow it. Okay. So something that's from the earth. So you only got stones, soil or sand. These are things. Not even metals. You can't do it with metals as well. Dust as well, yes. Yes, that's going to come later on actually. Yes, dust is fine. So if you're in a sandstone, for example, or a dust storm, yes, and you just stand with your hands out, and then after a bit you just rub, yes, your tayammum will be done. Okay. 2 seconds, this way.
Is there any portion of size of stone or dust or
Enough for your hand to get on. Yeah.
it's got to be bigger than your hand?
Yeah, it's bigger than your hand, yes.
Sand or dust.
Yes.
So you've got to be able to rub your hands in it.
Yes. So you'll be able to put your hand on top of it. Okay. So that's how big it needs to be. Coal, you're meant to purify yourselves. Yes. You'll come out a different color with coal. So we don't want that to happen. Okay. The fifth condition is that you do masa. Remember in tayammum you only do masa of your head, your face and your arms. Okay. So when you do masa of with the hand, then you should use all of the hand or majority of the hand. All of the hand or majority of the hand. Don't start coloring in, okay, and say you're doing masa. Okay, you don't do that. So you use your whole hand and doing tayammum. Meaning, if you do this, then this won't be permissible. This is not tayammum. Okay. The sixth condition, I'll put all this together at the end, I'll tell you how to do tayammum. The sixth condition is that you have 2 strikes. How many? 2 strikes. The first strike you hit onto the ground, yes? You move your hands up, down, yes? That's your first strike. And that's for your face. The second strike happens, up, down in the soil. And then this is for your arms, both your arms. So 2 strikes are a condition. The 7th condition is, like in wuzu we said as well, for you to do wuzu, that you should not be in the state of haze or nifas. Yes? That has to finish for you to do tayammum. So if you're in the state of haze, then it needs to finish for you to do tayammum. If you're in the state of nifas, it has to finish for you to do tayammum. If you are in hadath, i.e. you're relieving yourself, then you have to relieve yourself before you start in the tayammum. Like we said for wuzu, you can't start in wuzu unless you are fully relieved yourself. Okay? So that's a condition for tayammum as well. Similarly as wuzu, the 8th condition is to remove anything which stops the masa. Like in wuzu we said anything that stops water reaching the skin, that needs to be removed. Similarly in masa, anything which stops skin to skin contact, i.e. your hand touching the skin of your face or the skin of your arm, this needs to be removed for tayammum to be valid. For example, nail polish, candle wax, animal fat, and whatever else you may have. Okay? So these are the conditions. The 2 fards, there are 2 fards of tayammum. There are 2 fards of tayammum. That is masa of the head, face and the arms. They're the 2 fards. They are the 2 fards. That is an outsider. That's to be classed as a condition. Yes, I said fard just to make it, emphasize it. But conditions are fard as well. So those 8 things that we mentioned, they're necessary, aren't they? They're an obligation for you to do. But remember I told you that in the starting as well when we did wuzu, that some things are fards but they're conditions. Yes? And some things are fards and they make up the actual process. So if it's an insider, it becomes a farz. And if it's an outsider, even though it's farz, it becomes a condition. Yes? It's an outsider, isn't it? Okay. Like, you can say wuzu for salah is farz, isn't it? Yes? But when we say farz in this way, we just mean it in a general sense. Why? Because wuzu is not part of salah. It's an outsider. Yes? You have to attach to it. Look at the method of tayammum. Yes? The face is kind of easy. When you do tayammum, you have to make sure your sleeves are all the way up, rolled up. Okay? And your hand, after that, do not touch your clothes as well. The first strike, have your hands slightly out, fingers slightly apart. Hit it down onto the ground. Move it forward, move it back. Yes? Have a look. If there's too much dust, we don't want dust on your face, do we? Yes? So then, just shake it off. Yes? Like this. Okay? Once you've done that, then just as you wash your face, just do it with your dry hands, just do it. Start from your hairline and work your way down in the middle as much as you can. Every single place of your face needs to be touched by your hands. Just as you wash your face. Yes? The face is kind of easy. The arms, again, second strike, hit it to the ground, up, down, move it about a bit, and then shake it off. Then start with your right hand. Okay? So then you start from here. So you got your Illuminati signs again. Okay, so do that, and then place these 3 fingers on this hand actually, and your left hand onto your right hand, okay, and swipe down. Swipe it down. Yes. So all the way down. Yes. That's only your fingers are touching. Then turn it round at the end. Yes. So you can swipe and wipe the back of your elbows as well, and then turn it around to the forearm. Yes. Your forearm will be done with these fingers. Yes. All the way to the top. All the way to the top. Yes. And then do the other arm. So straight down. Turn around. Up. Yes. And then just interlock them. That's your khilal. Yes. To make sure that your inner fingers have also been touched by your hands. That's it. That's the tayammum. That's how easy tayammum is. Okay. So first strike, face. Second strike, arms. All you need to remember is that your hand needs to touch all of your arms, and try to use all of the arm, all of your hand in doing masa, or at least majority of your hand. This way we use it all. So your fingers, yes. When you go up, your palms touching. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. When you go up, your palms touching, and then from the top, your fingers. Okay, and then do khilal in between. Everybody got the method? Easy? Yes, inshallah. Look at the sunnahs then. The sunnahs are 7. To say Bismillah. To say Bismillah in the starting. The order, i.e. the face first, then the arms. This is sunnah. To continuously do tayammum. Yes, don't do your face first and then have a break. Do it continuously. Another sunnah is to place your hands in the soil and move them forward. And similar to that, number 5 would be to move them backwards as well. Just give your hands a bit of a shake within the soil. Number 6 is to shake the soil off, like we said. And the last one is to, when you're putting your hands down onto the soil, then slightly keep your fingers apart. Not too apart, but just at the normal place. So these were the sunnahs of tayammum. They're not muakkada, they're just sunnah. Okay? They're not muakkada, they are sunnah. Is mustahab to delay your tayammum? So if somebody has promised you that they'll bring you water, it's mustahab for you to delay your tayammum. Think, is he going to come? Is he going to come? If you think definitely he's not going to come, I'm getting late for namaz, then do your tayammum and then pray your prayer.
And you do your tayammum and then, for example, if you get water and then you wuzu.
If you've done tayammum and then water came, your tayammum will break, so you'll have to do wuzu. Okay? It's coming. It's necessary.
If you didn't tayammum and you read the namaz and within that period water came after.
No, then it's fine. You don't have to repeat the namaz, no. Your tayammum will break though. Okay, your tayammum will break, but the prayer, if you've read it, then it's done. You don't have to repeat it. If you're in a place where you're traveling and you haven't got water, but the people around you have water, yes, it's necessary for you to ask them. If you ask them, they give you water, it's fine. If you ask them, they say you'll have to buy it. You got 2 scenarios. You ask them what price. If they give you a price which is too high, meaning water is normally not sold for that high price, yes, then leave it and do tayammum and you can pray. If it's sold at the average price, yes, then what you do is you'll have to buy. It's wajib upon you to buy it. But with what money? Money which is extra of what your needs are for this journey, for example. So if you're on a journey and you know it's going to cost you £1,000 with everything, with your family, everything, but you bought £2,000, okay? So then this money for this bottle of water will come from the extra £1,000 you have. So let's say if you didn't have that extra £1,000, you exactly got the amount which you need. £1,000 this journey is going to cost you for your food, everything that you have, okay? And now the people are selling your average price, but you will have to cut into your money that you have for this trip. You don't have to. Okay, then you can do tayammum and pray, because that is your actual need, isn't it? We won't cut into that. You will find that they won't work in the desert. So if you do tayammum, like I said, for salah, then you can pray whatever you like. Read farz namaz, nafal namaz, read Quran with it, whatever you like, you can do with it. And it is also permissible for you to do tayammum before the time. Yes? So namaz time may have not entered, but you know you don't have water. So then what? You do tayammum. And when you do tayammum, even before the salah, that's fine. But obviously if you find water before you pray the salah, then you have to do wuzu in that case. What breaks wuzu, tayammum is whatever breaks wuzu. Simple. Whatever breaks wuzu breaks tayammum. But another thing as well, like I've been saying, and that is to have strength upon using sufficient amount of water. Sufficient amount of water. So water came and is sufficient amount and is for you. And you're in the state of tayammum. What will happen? Your tayammum will break. You'll have to do wuzu for the next salah. But what if water came and it was only half a bottle? Or just a glass? Would your tayammum break? No, because we said sufficient amount of water. Yes? So your tayammum is intact, you can carry on. Okay? That's that. He mentioned the masla at the end that a person whose both hands are cut off, both his feet are cut off, and somebody has beaten him up so badly that his face is also wounded. Yes? What does he do? He's got no arms and legs to do wuzu. Yes? And then his face is all bruised up, or he's got wounds on it. So he can't exactly put water on it as well, can he? So what does this person do? If you can't do wuzu, then you can't do tayammum in this case as well. Can you do tayammum? You can't touch it. He's wounded. So what does this person do? He says this person does not need to do anything in terms of purification. He can just go and pray and repeat. There's no need to repeat his prayer. Even when his face is okay, he doesn't have to repeat his prayer. Okay. Any questions on that? Go.
After hijama,
Tayammum?
yeah.
Does it break or?
Yeah, having to do wuzu, if you still got the...
You can do wuzu with hijama.
Still there, but it's not running.
Wuzu and hijama are not opposites. Okay? Wuzu and hijama are not opposites. It's not a severe cut, is it? It's not a massive wound, is it? That's going to get infected. Is it? Not that big of a cut.
If you're doing tayammum and it starts raining and you collect the rain,
It'll take you a lot of time. It'll take you a lot of time to collect the rain. You don't have to. No. It won't break. Because it'll take it. You don't know how long it's going to rain. Yes? So we have to fathom when your tayammum broke. At the start of the rain or the end of the rain?
What if
time needs wiping, for example, before fire.
If he does that, then he's got wuzu. So if he's in the rain, standing in the rain in a very heavy shower, then that's fine, and he intends to do wuzu like that, the wuzu is done. Yes? But will we say that it broke his tayammum? That is slightly doubtful, because we don't know how much is going to rain, something that's not known to us. Yes? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? If he does wuzu with that water in the rain, while it's raining, that's fine. But would we say that that rain will break his tayammum? We can't, because we don't know how much is going to rain. We have to fathom, does it break at the start, does it break at the end? We can't.
Just leaves a bucket outside and wait till the rain's over.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what we're saying, is that we don't know how much is going to rain. So where do we fathom that his tayammum was broken?
You're saying like if he's left the bucket out there, then once the rain stopped and he's got enough water in there, in that case.
Yeah, in that case, then his tayammum will break. Then his tayammum will break, but that's because he gathered it.
Yeah.
Yes? Yes? Raining itself will not break the tayammum. Gathering of water will, but the rain itself won't. Because it's something that you're not sure of. You don't know how much is going to rain. And you don't have to go gather the rain as well, no. That's not in your strength. How many buckets are you going to find? Okay, any questions on this side? Go for it. Yes, they can do tayammum. If there's something like a severe case of eczema, then they can do tayammum. If it's you said cream, didn't you? Yeah, if they got medicine on, then they can just get a wet hand and wipe over that cream. It's fine. They don't have to remove the cream. If it's medicine, yes. If they got some other Tibet cream on or something, then that needs to be removed. Okay. Okay. So that's that. We'll stop there. Inshallah. Who learned the best subject? It's the easiest subject on this course, isn't it? Well, he should know. Right, let's do these examples with you on page 45. In question 1, he's got the word mana. Okay? Man-on. Man-on means to stop. What does that mean? To stop. Now, who wants to make, we'll ask the sisters first. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, ma'roof. Somebody put their hand up to do it. Anyone, come on, there's loads of sisters. We'll ask the first one then. We'll do it together, come on. Right, so we need to make fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, ma'roof. So it has to be the past tense, it's positive, and we know the person that has done the action. Yes? So what was the original pattern? Yes, sorry? Yes, it would be mana'a. Okay. So mana'a. Mana'a. Okay. You want to read it now? Mana'a, mana'a, mana'u, mana'at, mana'ata, mana'na, mana'ta, mana'tuma. Am I going too fast? That was slow. Try it with this. Read it, read all of you read it together. Mana'a, mana'a, mana'u, mana'at, mana'ata, mana'na, mana'ta, mana'tuma, mana'tum, mana'ti, mana'tuma, mana'tunna, mana'tu, Mana'na. There you go. That's how easy it is. Mana'a, mana'a, mana'u, manata, manata, manatna, manata, manatuma, manatu, manati, manatuma, manatunna, manatu, mana'na. There you go. Okay. There do be some tongue twisters in between. Yes? But the more you practice them, the more it helps you with your Quran. The reason I've done this as well is if you practice these words in this manner, okay, it'll help you read your Quran better as well. Yes, in terms of your nazra. Because I find a lot of students join the Dars Nizami course. Yes, and when it comes to reading the Arabic text, yes, they're like Bab, Babu, Babu, Babut, Babut Tayammu, Babut Tayammumi. Yes. So it's like, I'm like, should I teach you Dars Nizami Arabic or should I teach you how to firstly read the Quran? So you have to, this is one of the reasons why I put in, because Sarf also helps you pick up words really quickly as well in the Quran. Okay? So you can read them quickly in the Quran as well. But take that as advice. If you're ever going to join a Dars Nizami course, yes, make sure your nazra of the Quran is really good. I.e. that when you pick up the Quran, you can just flow through it. Yes, read it, recognize the letters and words pretty quickly so that you can read through it. Not that you really have to look at and say, Muniti, Rufi'at. Yes, then it's very troublesome teaching children like that, or adults. Okay. Let's make fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, majhool. Boys? Danish has put his hand up. Go for it, Danish. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, majhool. It's in your book. Man'un. Yes? So how do you make majhool? Yes? So put the ma on the, in this case the meme, isn't it? What do you do to the ain kalma? Kasra, yes? Put kasra and lam kalma gets fatha. How do we read it? Muni'a. Muni'a. Read it then. Muni'u. All of you. Muni'at. Muni'ata. Muni'na. Muni'ta. Muni'tuma. Muni'tum. Muni'ti. Muni'tuma. Muni'tunna. Muni'tu. Muni'na. Did I miss anything, did I? Okay. We're not worried about tajweed in this course, okay? So you can be rest assured, I'm not bothered if the ain doesn't come out. Okay? Who wants to translate mana'a? Anyone? So man'un means to stop. What would mana'a mean? He stopped. Okay? He stopped. Muni'a. He got stopped. Yes? Got stopped. Let's change it. Mana'tu. What siga is mana'tu, boys? Say all of it. Wahid mutakallim. What is it? Wahid mutakallim. So it's wahid mutakallim. So wahid means singular, doesn't it? Yes. What does mutakallim? Yes. First person, isn't it? Yes. So how would it translate? Sorry, what gardan is it? What's the title? Say Ma'ruf. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat. Ma'ruf this time, isn't it? So mana'tu will translate as I stopped. I stopped. Let's change it. Muni'tu. Is the same siga? Yeah. You know what's the sign? This. So it's still wahid mutakallim, isn't it? But what's the gardan? Girls. Yeah? Say all. Fail. Majhool this time. So this time it's majhool because the lam kalma, fa kalma, sorry, has a zamma, ain kalma has a kasra. Yes? And the the lam kalma's harkat keeps changing. Okay? As you know from the pattern. How would that translate? Yeah, I got stopped. So I is the tu. And mune is got stopped. Okay? Do you understand that up to there? Yes? Similar thing with the raf'un. Raf'un. Read it, fail, mazi, say it with after me. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, ma'roof. Rafa'a, rafa'a, rafa'u, rafa'at, rafa'ata, rafa'na, rafa'ta, rafa'tuma, rafa'tum, rafa'ti, rafa'tuma, rafa'tunna, rafa'tu, rafa'na. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, majhool. Say majhool. Rufi'a, rufi'a, rufi'u, rufi'at, rufi'ata, rufi'na, rufi'ta, rufi'tuma, rufi'tum, rufi'ti, rufi'tuma, rufi'tunna, rufi'tu, rufi'na. Okay, let's try another one. Also, I didn't do it. Rufi'a, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll do it now. Raf'un means to raise. Okay, to raise. So Rafa'a would mean. What would Rafa'a mean? Raf'un means to raise. He raised. Rufi'a means he got raised. Yes, he got raised. If I say rafa'tunna, anybody want to volunteer by taking the wazn out first? Who wants to take the wazn out? Yeah, fa'al, tunna, fa'al, tunna. So look, when you take that out, that's something known to you, isn't it? Is that known to you all? You've been taught it, haven't you? It's in the pattern somewhere. Okay? So you know that the word can change. Yes? The word at the top, there'll be many words in the Quran which you can find. Yes? They'll be different. But when you take the scale out, that'll be something familiar to you. All you have to do now is find that scale within the patterns that you know. Yes? So find fa'altunna. Yes? Which one is it? Yeah, what siga is it? That's the gardan. Siga? No? Yeah, jama mu'annas. Hazir. Jama mu'annas. Hazir. This is the background check. So now we know that if this is fa'altunna is jama mu'annas hazir and it's the scale of rafa'tunna, then rafa'tunna has to be jama mu'annas hazir. Rafa'tunna has to be jama mu'annas hazir, and jama means that it's plural, it's feminine, and it's second person. And what's the gardan title? Say ma'roof. So it's a ma'roof gardan as well, isn't it? So it's fail mazi. I just call it fail mazi ma'roof for shorthand. So now we know that it's jama mu'annas hazir and it is fail mazi ma'roof, fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'roof. Okay? And rafa'a means to raise, or he raised. What would rafa'tunna translate as? You, all females raised, if you want to do it like that. Okay? Yes? Just to clarify it. Yes? So that you know what you're talking about. So you, all females or women raised. Okay? And you can just put that in brackets, you raised. Okay. So there you got the translation for it.
Just to confirm on what, you know when you say Siga wasn't and Gazan, what, like, because I keep getting confused.
So the wazn is this, the scale. Okay. The Siga is the background check, what we call. Okay. Wahid Muzakkar Ghaib, yeah, Tasniya Muzakkar Ghaib, this bit here. Okay. And the Gardan, that's the title. That's that. Okay. So just work in stages with it. I might sometimes forget to do it one way or the other, but generally it's scale, Siga, Gardan. There will be later on a few things we'll add to it, but this is for now. Okay. You got next one, khuliqna. Okay. This comes from khalqun. Khalqun, which means to create. Yes. Make fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'roof. Fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'roof. You want to give it a shot? Khalaqa. Khalaqa. Okay. You read it?
Khalaqa.
Carry on.
Khalaqa. Khalaqu. Khalaqata.
Khalaqat.
Khalaqat.
Khalaqata.
Khalaqata.
Khalaqna.
Khalaqna.
Khalaqta. Khalaqtuma. Khalaqtum. Khalaqti. Khalaqtuma. Khalaqtunna. Khalaqtu. Khalaqna. Okay. The point of doing this is to let you know that you can just carry on all day long. Yes? And then say fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, majhul. Khuliqa, khuliqa, khuliqu, khuliqat, khuliqata, khuliqna, khuliqta, khuliqtuma, khuliqtum, khuliqti, khuliqtuma, khuliqtunna, khuliqtu, khuliqna. Okay? If I said khalaqata, khalaqata, from the boy side, who wants to do this? Can you give it an attempt? Anyone? Does Jamil want to do it? Yeah, take the wazn out first. Khalaqata. Yeah, fa'alata. Fa'alata. Yes. Normally we can go through what's the fa kalma, what's the ain kalma, what's the lam kalma, which are the huruf asli, won't they? Yes. So we said the fa kalma is kha, ain kalma is lam kalma is qaf. Yes. Khalaqa are the huruf asliya. Yes. Ta and alif. Ta and alif. Ta and alif are huruf zaida. Okay. What siga is it? Tasniya muannas ghaib. So you got tasniya muannas ghaib. What gardan is it? Yeah. Fail mazi ma'roof. Mutlaq musbat ma'roof. So khalaqata, khalqun is to create. Yes. So what would khalaqata translate as? Yeah, they too created. They created, i.e. two of them. Okay. Both of them created. That's what it means. Or made something. Okay. What's that, sorry? Ta and alif is huruf zaida. Yes, but it represents tasniya muannas ghaib. Tasniya muannas ghaib. Which lets you then know that there's two people involved here. The doers are two. The subject are two people. Okay. And they are both feminine. Yes. So both those women created. The next sabak is easy. is fail. They say if you keep saying something, you start to believe it. Is we did fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'ruf, didn't we? And then we did fail mazi mutlaq musbat majhool. There were the two gardans we did, didn't we? Okay. We're just going to change it slightly. We're going to do fail mazi mutlaq manfi ma'ruf. So that's the title. Yes? Who remembers what manfi is? Negative. Yes? So let's see how we make fail mazi mutlaq manfi ma'ruf. Your base is fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'ruf. What was fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'ruf? Yeah, what was the gardan to it? What was the pattern? Fa'ala. Yes? So we take that. So we got fa'ala, we got something. Fa'ala. That is fail mazi mutlaq musbat ma'ruf. How do we make a manfi? We make a manfi by just adding a ma. Yes? Ma fa'ala. That's it. That's all it is. And then you can read the gardan. Ma fa'ala, ma fa'ala, ma fa'alu, ma fa'alat, ma fa'alata, ma fa'alna, ma fa'alta, ma fa'altuma, ma fa'altum, ma fa'alti, ma fa'altuma, ma fa'altunna, ma fa'altu, ma fa'alna. Yes? And then you have manfi majhool. Same title, fail mazi mutlaq manfi ma'ruf first. This time is manfi majhool. What was manfi? What was musbat majhool? Fu'ila. Fu'ila. So the way we make it is, we make manfi majhool is by adding a ma to fu'ila. Simple. What we got then? Ma fu'ila. Ma fu'ila. And the way the translation will change is fa'ala was he did. Ma fa'ala was he did not do. Fu'ila was he got done. Ma fu'ila is he didn't get done or did not get done. Okay, that's the only difference. So for example, if I say ma qataltuma, what siga is it? Yeah, ma fa'al tuma. That was the wazn, by the way. I asked the siga. Yeah. Tasniya, muzakkar, hazir. Yes. Tasniya, muzakkar, hazir. Is there anything else it can be? What's that, sorry? Yes, mu'annas as well. It can be muzakkar and it can be mu'annas. Because the same, aren't they? What's next? What gardan is it? Fail mazi manfi ma'ruf. Manfi ma'ruf. Yes. So qatl means to kill. Okay. So ma qataltu ma will translate as they did not kill. Is you two did not kill. You two, men or women, you two did not kill. So that's what that translates as. Okay. Sometimes the harkat of the ayn kalma changes. Yes? But obviously if you see a word like that, qataltuma, in qatala yaqtulu, it'll come as qatala, it won't change. But there are certain words where the ain kalma does change. For example, we have ilm. What do we have? Ilm. The pattern is the same, just the ain kalma tries to change its identity a bit sometimes. So in ilm, you might have, it has alima. There's no alama, it comes as alima. But it's the same as fa'ala, just that it changes its harkat. Yeah, thought mentioned that. So for example, you got ilm, which means knowledge. But you know, when you read this mazi, its mazi doesn't come as alama, it comes as alima. But it's all the same though. Alima, alimu, alimat, alimata, alimna, alimta, alimtuma, alimtum, alimti, alimtuma, alimtunna, alimtu, alimna. Yes? Same with sami'a. Sami'a, sami'u, sami'at, sami'ata, sami'na, sami'ta, sami'tuma, sami'tum, sami'ti, sami'tuma, sami'tunna, sami'tu, sami'na. This is how it's done, but it's exactly the same. But you know, when you take the wazn out, yes, don't say, if it's alima, don't say fa'ala. Don't say fa'ala. Even though alima is the same as fa'ala in terms of siga, gardan and everything, what we'll do is we'll just change it, fa'ila. Yes? But then what siga will it be? What siga is fa'ila? Remember, fa'ila is the same as fa'ala. So what siga is fa'ala? Wahid muzakkar ghaib. Wahid muzakkar ghaib. We don't need to consider what's going on with the ain. We don't need to consider it. Yes? That's just different variations of words. Yes? So alima means, ilmun means to know. What does alima mean? He knew. He knew. Okay. Do you want more, or is that enough? Huh? I can teach you the whole of sarf in a day, by the way, but we do a dora of sarf sometimes, and we can teach you in a day the whole subject. One day we can do the whole thing. We leave it to that. There's 4 gardans now, isn't there? Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, ma'roof. That's fa'ala. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, musbat, majhool. That's fu'ila. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, manfi, ma'roof, which is ma fa'ala. Fail, mazi, mutlaq, manfi, majhool, which is ma fu'ila. You know this combination of musbat ma'roof, musbat majhool, manfi ma'roof, manfi majhool, this is going to carry on till the end. It's going to carry on. When we do the future tense, you're still going to have 4. It's going to be the future tense, musbat ma'roof, future tense, musbat majhool, manfi ma'roof, manfi majhool. It'll carry on. So the basis, you're going to have these 4. Yes. So shall I leave you with that? Try to practice the questions on page 45. Then you got page 49. Yes? Page 49. Do that, inshallah. Like that? Okay.
If there's any words there, how would we know?
When it changes, this the ain kalma. Yes? You'll know straight away because it'll fit on the palm. For example, look, if I say alimtu, isn't it the same as fa'altu?
No, I meant, you know, like the top, like the top bit, the middle letter.
The middle letter, yes.
Like a
Zayd, yes.
Yeah. So if it's, how do we find out that it's going to be a zero and not like a zebra?
In terms of speaking Arabic, you won't have a clue. Okay? And I'll tell you one thing, right? The hardest thing in the Arabic language is just the question you asked. Okay, is knowing the harkat of these words. Okay, it's something that just comes with experience. So when you do go into Arabic and you start speaking to Arabs and you start growing your Arabic knowledge, you'll pick up as you go along. Yes. It's just that these first set up, we have these things called babs. Yes, they're scales. Yes, for example, we have bab daraba yadribu. Another bab would be bab nasara yansuru. See, it's changed, hasn't it? Yes, in yadribu, the ra had a kasra. In yansuru, the ain kalma now has a zamma. You have sami'a yasma'u. You have karuma yakrumu, fataha yaftahu, and hasiba yahsibu. These are babs, 6 babs. These 6 babs are the hardest in the Arabic language because they're so close to each other. Yes, and they overlap each other as well. We'll move on to other babs. For example, bab ifti'al. That's a clear sign. There's a ta there. The ta kar is on everywhere. It goes ifta'ala, yafta'ilu, ifti'alan, fa huwa mufta'ilun, wa ufta'ila, yufta'alu, ifti'alan, fa mufta'alun. The ta is carrying on, isn't it? So it's clear. But with these, daraba, nasara, they're exactly the same, aren't they? But daraba is from bab daraba yadribu, nasara is from nasara. Yes, if I say dakhala, you wouldn't know if it's daraba or if it's nasara, because they're the same. But with experience, as you read Arabic, as you involve yourself with Arabic, you'll know that dakhala comes as dakhala yadkhulu. I.e., when you open the Quran, you'll see yadkhulun. Yes, udkhuli, fi jannati. You'll know that the ain kalma carries a zamma. So it only comes with experience. Yes, for now, we don't need to work out what the ain kalma carries. So what this is, we don't need to worry about it. All we need to worry about is matching it. Okay? All we need to worry is find a new word, get a new word, and match it with what you know. That's the only thing you need to worry about now. Okay? Any more questions? Not about Arabic, about anything. That all the questions? Shall we call it a day? Inshallah next week.